Hello and welcome to quiz class. Today we have 100 questions on the 40s all the way up to the 60s. So let's begin with question number 1. The first successful atomic bombing took place on July 16, 1945. Where was it? New Mexico, Arizona, or Santa Fe? New Mexico. In the 1960s, the magazine Astounding was changed into what new name? Allura, Analog, or Aspire? Analog. In 1945, which French philosopher refused Royal Order of the Legion of Honor at that time? Paul Michel Foucault, Simone de Beauvoir, or Jean-Paul Sartre? Jean-Paul Sartre. What is the name of the counterpart of the U.S. military truck Willys MB? Ford GPW, the Warhorse, or Recon Captor? Ford GPW. In the Battle of Britain, which country did the United Kingdom face? Poland, Germany, or Denmark? Germany. The Holocaust is also known as the Shoah, the Mot, or the Milhama. The Shoah. Emperor Hirohito announced surrender of the Empire of Japan on August 15, 1945. But when was it formally signed? December 1945, September 1945, or August 17, 1945? September 2nd, 1945. When was the United Nations Charter established? June 1944, June 1946, or June 1945? June 26, 1945. Who was the Indian activist and the leader of the Indian independence movement who was assassinated on January 30th, 1948? Mahatma Gandhi, Vidyut Gaur, or Arvind Gaur? Mahatma Gandhi. In 1941, who popularized trousers for women? Rita Hayworth, Ava Gardner, or Katharine Hepburn? Katharine Hepburn. What does the military alliance NATO stand for? No multiple choice here. North Atlantic Treaty Organization. True or false? Swing was the most popular music style during the 1940s. True. Which Marvel character appeared first during the 1940s? Iron Man, Captain America, or Spider-Man? Captain America. What animated film by Walt Disney premieres in the Center Theater in New York City? Pinocchio, Snow White, or Cinderella? Pinocchio, and it won 2 Academy Awards. Considered one of the greatest film noirs, it is about a private detective who deals with 3 unscrupulous adventurers: Sun Valley Serenade, Buck Privates, or the Maltese Falcon? The Maltese Falcon. In 1942, this actress died in a plane crash while returning home to Los Angeles from a tour. Sylvia Ashley, Carol Lombard, or Kay Williams? Carol Lombard. After Edouard Daladier resigned as the Prime Minister of France in 1940, who succeeded him? Joseph Fouché, Jules Méline, or Paul Reynaud? Paul Reynaud. How many people died at the Rhythm Club fire at the Dance Hall of Mississippi, United States? 209, 325, or 179? 209. What was the first computer video game to be invented? Tennis for Two, Space War, or Space Travel? Space War. Who became the first national female newsreader on BBC television in the UK? Amber Lyon, Martha Gellhorn, or Nan Winton? Nan Winton. On February 26, 1961, who was pronounced as the King of Morocco? Mamun IV, Hassan II, or Mohammed V? Hassan II. The book The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank was written during which war? World War II. The Nag Hammadi Library, discovered in Upper Egypt, collects which type of texts? No multiple choice here. Gnostic texts. True or false? New Zealand's first television broadcast station began broadcasting in the city of Hamilton. False. It was in Auckland. Where did the Portuguese colonial war begin? Angola, Andorra, or Botswana? Angola. Question 26. What was the name of the first professional French language theater in Canada that had their first performance during 1949? Comédie Française, Théâtre du Rideau Vert, or Théâtre National de Chaillot? Théâtre du Rideau Vert. In the 1960s, who was the first actress to be placed on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Joanne Woodward, Julia Roberts, or Meryl Streep? Joanne Woodward. Who was the person who assassinated President John Kennedy on November 22, 1963? Lee Harvey Oswald, John Wilkes Booth, or Jack Ruby? Lee Harvey Oswald. Muhammad Ali was born in 1942. What was his birth name? George Foreman, Cassius Clay Jr., or Joe Frazier? Cassius Clay Jr. Xenomystics Epidentatus is an animal described by Earl Desmond Reed during the 1940s. What animal is this? Chicken, horse, or eel? Excuse my Latin. The eel. Who was the first Black student to attend the University of Mississippi? James H. Meredith, Medgar Evers, or Ross Barnett? James H. Meredith. When did the famous rock band The Beatles have their U.S. debut? February 1964, March 1963, or January 1965? February 1964. After 13 years of running, NBC canceled the American children's television program Howdy Doody. When was the last episode aired? September 18th, September 26th, or September 24th? September 24th, 1960. What was the name of the dystopian novel that George Orwell published during 1949? Animal Farm, 1984, or Burmese Days? (1984). When Republic of Ghana became a republic, who became their first president? No multiple choice here. Kwame Nkrumah. Question 36. True or false? John F. Kennedy was the 35th president of the United States. This is true. During the 1940s, this was the most popular dog breed: the German Shepherd, the Basset Hound, or the Cocker Spaniel. The Cocker Spaniel. Which Prime Minister of UK has said, "We shall not flag or fail, we shall fight on the beaches, on the landing grounds, in the fields, and in the streets. We shall never surrender"? Churchill, Attlee, or Eden? Winston Churchill. During the 1940s, this woman's piece of clothing was introduced: the skirt, the bikini, or the blouse? Bikini. In 1945, she became the first Jewish woman to ever win Miss America pageant. Bara Grant, Betsy Palmer, or Bess Meyerson? Bess Meyerson. And let's go to question 41. Who designed the wraparound dress popover in 1942? Isabel Toledo, Claire McCardle, or Anne Lowe? Claire McCardle. Duct tape was originally known as what? The gray tape, permanent tape, or duct tape? Duct tape. Who was the author of The Little Prince? Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, Victor Hugo, or Simone de Beauvoir? Antoine Exupéry. Tweety the Bird first appeared in what film? A Gruesome Twosome, Catty Cornered, or Tale of Two Kitties? Tale of Two Kitties. Actress Elizabeth Taylor became a popular teen star after she appeared in what film? Father of the Bride, National Velvet, or Ivanhoe? National Velvet. Automobiles driving on the Pacific Coast Highway during World War II were forbidden from doing what? Parking along the coast, turning the headlights on, or honking when soldiers passed by? Turning the headlights on. How many days was the interval between the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki? No multiple choice here. 3 days. True or false? Donald Walsh and Jacques Picard descended to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. This is true. Although it was already demolished, what wall was built on August 13, 1961? The Great Wall of China, the Berlin Wall, or South Korea and North Korea Wall? The Berlin Wall. In what year did the Cuban Revolution start? 1953, 1963, or 1955? 1953. In what year did the British science fiction television series Doctor Who start broadcasting? 1957, 1963, or 1949? 1963. In the early 1940s, many bands started to include this music genre in their compositions in the hopes of reviving it. Ragtime, stride, or jazz? Ragtime. In 1941, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier while playing which sport? No multiple choice here. Baseball. He was a famous American singer and actor dubbed as Chairman of the Board and Old Blue Eyes. Was it Frank Sinatra, Bobby Breen, or Johnny Rivers? Frank Sinatra. Question 55. What is the nationality of Yuri Gagarin, or Gagarin? German, Russian, or Spanish? Russian. Who designed and built the first ever solid body electric guitar? Les Paul, Roy Rogers, or Floyd Tillman? Les Paul. Where did the first tournament of ABC Championship of FIBA Asia take place? Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Bali, Indonesia, or Manila, Philippines? Manila, Philippines. During the 1960 Summer Olympics, Swedish sprint canoeist Gert Ferguson won his Olympic title. Was it his third, his sixth, or his seventh? His sixth. Question 59. What does the computer acronym ENIAC stand for? No multiple choice here. Electronic numerical integrator and computer. True or false? ENIAC is also considered as the first programmable computer. This is true. Who was the 10th president of the Philippines? Ferdinand Marcos, Diosdado Macapagal, or Corazon Aquino? Ferdinand Marcos. Where did the 1960 Summer Olympics take place? Manila, Philippines, Rome, Italy, or Paris, France? Rome, Italy. The American romantic film Casablanca became one of the top grossing films in 1943. The film received awards for Best Director and what else? None? Best Picture or Best Music? Best Picture. At what age did the English stage and screen actor Leslie Howard die? 50, 43, or 60? 50. The musical comedy drama Going My Way, directed by Leo McCarey, won how many awards during the Academy Awards? 12, 5, or 7? 7. Question 66. What is the name of the fictional ghost who is the protagonist in The Friendly Ghost? Casper, Fatso, or Stinky? Casper. It was the first British film to win an American Academy Award for Best Picture. Was it Rebecca, Hamlet, or Henry V? Hamlet. Which live-action trilogy of Walt Disney Studio began in the 50s? Treasure Island, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or Swiss Family Robinson? Treasure Island. Bubble wrap is a type of packaging material that is made out of plastic bubbles. It was originally intended for what purpose? Alternative for a box, gift wrapper, or wallpaper? Wallpaper. While the laser is proposed by Charles Townes, who was the person who made the first working laser? Theodore Maiman, Charles Darwin, or Thomas Edison? Theodore Maiman. On May 22, 1960, the Valdivia earthquake and tsunami happened. It was also known as what? No multiple choice here. The Great Chilean Earthquake. True or false, the Valdivia earthquake and tsunami is considered as the most powerful earthquake to be ever recorded. This is true. In 1967, the world's first ever ATM was first installed by Barclays Bank in what city? Liverpool, London, or Edinburgh? London. Question 74. Who developed the first practical lead in 1962? Russell Dupuy, Jerry M. Woodall, or Nick Holoniak? Nick Halaniak Jr. Who is the author of the tragic comedy Brideshead Revisited? Evelyn Waugh, Graham Greene, or George Eliot? Evelyn Waugh. What is the former name of the repertory cinema BFI South Bank? Prince Charles Cinema, Picture House Central, or National Film Theatre? National Film Theatre. He is an African-American writer and social critic known for his novel Go Tell It on the Mountain. James Baldwin, Miles Davis, or Richard Wright? James Baldwin. It is a novel by Günter Grass that is about the life of a Polish-born man named Oskar Materath. The Grapes of Wrath, As I Lie Dying, or The Tin Drum? The Tin Drum. The gray-hooded sunbird is a kind of bird that was described in 1941. In which tropical country can you find it? Cambodia, the Philippines, or Laos? The Philippines. Which famous animated film of Disney Studios was released exactly in 1950? Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, or Cinderella? Cinderella. True or false? Charles E. Chuck Yeager is a British Air Force pilot. He is the first person to break that sound barrier. Is this true or false? This is false. The U.S. Air Force. During World War II D-Day, the U.S. Army invaded which region in France? Nouvelle, Normandy, or Corsica? Normandy. In 1963, what was the name of the dam in Italy that flooded and killed around 2,000 people? No multiple choice here. Vajont Dam or Vaillant Dam? The Vietnam War is a conflict between Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand. True or false? False. Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. The first televised presidential debates was aired on which day? September 26, October 26, or August 26 of 1960? September 26, 1960. Which country used the hydrogen bomb during the war? None, Russia, or the United States of America? None. True or false? The Bay of Pigs invasion is the common name of the failed invasion of Cuba back in 1961. This is true. What was the name of the last film that featured the comedic duo Abbott and Costello? Hit the Ice, Little Giant, or Dance with Me, Henry? Dance with Me, Henry. True or false? Eniwetok Atoll is the testing site for the USSR hydrogen bombs. This is true. Which popular soda was introduced in the early 60s? Mountain Dew, Fanta, or Sprite? Sprite. In what year was the animated series The Flintstones premiered? 1960, 1965, or 1956? 1960. Gerald Lloyd Cookson III, better known as Cookie from 77 Sunset Strip, was known for what habit? Eating, combing his hair, or playing with poker chips? Combing his hair. Edward Craven Walker introduced the first lava lamp in what year? 1963, 1958, or 1965? 1963. Which organ was successfully transplanted for the first time on December 3rd, 1967? Liver, heart, or kidney? Heart. Held in 1969, what is the name of the festival that became a symbol for counterculture movement? Woodstock Music Festival. True or false? The World War II lasted 10 years, from 1939 to 1949. False. It was for 6 years. The rubella vaccine was licensed in what year? 1963, 1958, or 1969? 1969. Question 98. The world's largest office building, the Pentagon, was completed in 1943. It is located in which U.S. state? Virginia, Washington, or Atlanta? Virginia. In 1940, Disney released Pinocchio. What was the name of the cricket that served as Pinocchio's conscience? No multiple choice here. Lockmore. What was Elvis Presley's last movie? Love Me Tender, Jailhouse Rock, or Change of Habit? Change of Habit. And our bonus question, what genre does the sitcom Army Game have? Let us know the answer in the comments and, of course, how you did. Thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you next time.